Okay, welcome back. I hope you're not going to sleep. I have some videos not to make you sleep after the lunch. But I want to start with where we are going, where we are heading. This is not all about coding. This is more a vision, where we are going in terms of technology, what we are doing, okay? So, what if? Have you ever think about what if? Huh? While you're coding something? I never did it, So when I was working on the slide deck here, I was just thinking, hey, this is really a good question. I never thought about, while coding, what if next? But what I realized is, in Microsoft, we are thinking about what if for a long time. So since Windows 95 came, right, it was a big change in the computer area. So I think if we think about how computers became a part of our life, okay, we had before, but Windows 95 changed a lot of things in making the computer and using computer technologies as if it's a commodity technology. Now we see a lot, it's similar thing has been done for smartphones by Apple, for sure, we cannot ignore that. But we also did something different while we are thinking about what if. How many of you have database experience? Right? Okay, good. So which database do you use? I'm not going to ask it. But if you look at, I have a long time database experience, Oracle, SQL Server, Teradata, now Big Data, Hortonworks, Cloudera. When I look at it, when Microsoft started SQL Server, I remember that there was a huge rumor from the Oracle community saying that, hey, you cannot set up a database by next, right? It's not possible. You need to have a hardcore coder. You need to have several DBAs managing the code. You need to know the Linux file system and all stuff. So that's fantastic. But what happened now? SQL Server became the worldwide #1 database in terms of Gartner reports, both in terms of ability to execute and the vision. So it's changing. So what if, I think, has become a really important question. And these days in Microsoft, we are asking ourselves the what if question more than ever. I know you don't follow Microsoft a lot, but I really encourage you to watch our CEO Satya Nadella in their keynotes. You will see some amazing technologies that we are bringing into the community of developers, not just for Microsoft developers, but the community of the developers. Also, what we are thinking about is what's next. What's going to be the next big thing? If you think about the bot framework that we have announced maybe a few months back, nobody was thinking about bots then. But now we have tens of bots right now in the platform working and automating some business processes for our customers. I gave the Skyscanner example before, and there are several others. You can use the Skyscanner bot in Skype, communicating a machine to book your flight in an automated way. But what we know is productivity is king. So we need to increase the productivity. This is the first goal. And when we say productivity, we think about everything. Accessing the data easier, visualizing the data easier, sharing the data is easier. Should be easier, right? And then we make the productivity for everybody. If you look at what we are doing in terms of the productivity area, we are investing a lot. And the other area we are investing is cloud. Most probably you don't see a lot from Microsoft these days, or when you read the news. How many of you follow Microsoft in your Microsoft stock, for example, to get the news? You will see a lot about this cloud. Cloud is live. Cloud is there. Cloud we are not going to ignore it, of course. Amazon is leading the cloud in the infrastructure as a service area. Microsoft is leading the cloud in the platform as a service area. Okay? So, our focus, since we started, of course we started roughly maybe 5 years later than Amazon did, our focus has been providing platform for developers to easily build applications and integrate it with the cloud platform. We don't, you can do that, but it's hard to build an event hub to get millions of transactions at a second. It's hard to build a streaming engine which you can monitor 50 minutes interval for each and every second or millisecond. So what we are doing there is we are building these kind of platforms for you in the cloud to utilize the cloud and increase the productivity. Do you know what's the estimation for the cloud business worldwide by the end of 2016? Any guess? $20 billion. How many companies exist? This is not just Microsoft, all up. How many companies exist in the world with $20 billion of revenue? Not too much, right? Not too much. Guess where it's going? By 2020, it's estimated to go over $70 billion of business, all up. So in 4 years' time, the investment to the cloud, public cloud, I'm talking about public cloud, not private cloud, will more than double. Actually, we'll get 4 times. So whatever you are developing right now, so this is, think it's as a suggestion or recommendation, whatever you are building right now, make sure that it can be cloud integrated. Okay? And mobile, most probably you have never seen a Microsoft mobile device, right? You never use that? That's okay. Because we are investing heavily in the application business. From the smart keyboard into Power BI for visualization on Android, on iOS, on Windows as well. And we don't see the mobile device as just a device. So for us, the productivity is each and every device that you can reach your data. And each and every operating system that you can access your data using Microsoft tools and applications to get your business going forward. Okay? So we know mobile is the state of being. It's not just mobile or just the operating system. Having said that, we are keeping investing into the mobile operating systems as well. So our mission is empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. Now, of course, we prefer to do that with Microsoft tools and operating systems and the Microsoft Cloud, but this is our mission. This is what we are doing right now. For the last 2 years, we are investing heavily in each and every component that we build to achieve more for every person and organization, either in their personal life or in their professional life. So these are the 3 pillars that we are investing, and we are aligned with this mission in Microsoft. Okay, and how we see the world changing? We are generating huge amount of data. You know what is interesting for us these days? When I talk to the retailers, do you know what is the topic that I talk a lot? You don't know, right? IoT. It's crazy. They realize that they generate a lot of data from their refrigerators in the stores. They say, how can I predict a failure in the refrigerator at night Of course, if it's a Kiev night, in the winter, maybe you don't worry about it because it's still cold to keep the products cold enough. But if you are living somewhere else, it's a big problem. It's a huge problem because you lose all the products. It's a direct loss in your balance sheet. So we are discussing how we can monitor where the trucks are in order to make sure that my customers looking for a product will have the product on the shelf of the store when they go to the store. So when we look at the data that we are generating the data for some time, but we were not utilizing it. Now we started utilizing the data from each and every sensor, from each and every device, from the traditional source systems as well. So this is becoming a world-changing, a game-changing play at the moment. What we are trying to do is, with our technologies, is solving the problems we haven't seen yet. Right? This is the truth. When did IoT start? Do you know when the IoT started? Several years ago. The first concept was started around 2005, 2004. So the idea of IoT was 12 years ago. Now it became a part of our life, right? So actually this is what it means, solving the problems we haven't seen yet. We haven't seen IoT 12 years ago. Now we see that. Now we are working on the technologies for a decade from now, trying to solve those problems. Okay? It's not, I told it in my previous session, but I think this is very important. If we go to try to replicate something that has already been done, we are far behind. We shouldn't do that, right? Any of us. We should try to invent something new to be ahead forward of anybody else. That's what I discuss with our customers. It doesn't make sense to implement what has already been successfully implemented. It makes sense to implement or to try what has not been tried yet. So this is what we are trying to do with the technologies and what we are trying to do with the tools that we are working. So the data is everywhere, right? If I start counting the data that we can use to predict sales or to predict churn, oh my God, it's huge, it's a lot. But can we really utilize the data? I don't think so. So we are trying to build that bold vision, bold target for the customers, but we still need to go a long way. Okay? Limits of time. I think this is also important. I had a conversation with one of our customers. So they had this limit of time mindset. I was in Bulgaria talking to a customer about our finding. What we have done there is they are using 50,000 customers every month. And we had identified 67% of their customers leaving the company accurately. 67%. It doesn't look too much, but when you move it into the numbers, actual numbers, it's actually $200,000 per month. And per year, it's roughly 2.5 million. Okay, 2.5 million. And one guy in the meeting said, hey, okay, you want to start immediately, but we don't have time for that and resources. I said, I'm looking for one person who can just help me with providing the data. I'm not looking for someone else. He said, we are coming to the end of year. It's high season, the Christmas season. Everybody will do something. I said, okay. December is the highest month that you lose your customers. You lose most of our customers in December. And if you think, 2 months assigning one person for me because of the time and the effort needs, it's worth losing $400,000. I don't mind. So we need to get beyond this. We need to change that. And if we look at right now what we are doing, how many of you heard about HoloLens? It's cool, right? So I'm going to show you some videos about it because it came to the development environment. Now you can develop applications on HoloLens infrastructure. You can get it. There's an SDK, and you can develop that. I'm going to show it. So it's really changing the world. And the data we are going to generate from now on will be much, much more. Because each and every trial you hear in the HoloLens will generate a lot of data. And we are working with NASA for Mars mission kind of stuff with using HoloLens, holographic computing technology. There are customers, there are finance customers using the 3D modeling of predicting the stock exchange value in a holographic computing. There are companies like this using for oil identification in a 3D environment. And these are generating a hell amount of data, huge data. And how we are going to utilize it, it's a question that for our developers. The limits of a humankind. This is also something, the CPU power is getting more and more every day. Even if you go to and to look at the cloud, right, we almost have unlimited CPU. In our Azure Data Lake in the cloud, we provide unlimited storage, high-speed, unlimited storage. If you put Hadoop on top of it, you have unlimited data storage with unlimited computing power with the latest CPU technology. Actually, we cannot process. Our brain is huge, capable to do huge things, but we cannot process that much data. But the difference of us is our imagination. We can imagine, computers cannot. We can dream of things. Okay? That's a huge differentiator. We need to identify what we need to do in the future. And Cortana, how many of you played Halo game? You know Cortana? That's why a lot of people use Cortana at the moment, because they like the lady there. Cortana are personal assistant. It's incredible what we can achieve with Cortana right now. Of course, the other personal assistants can do a lot of things, but if I go to Cortana and say, hey Cortana, could you please tell me what is the prediction for next month's sales? What happens, It goes, runs a prediction model for my data that I have access to, and gives me a graph. So this is how we are working to integrate the systems. Limits of computation. Data centers, on-prem data centers are growing heavily, right? I think the companies you are working for is investing heavily into data centers, I'm sure. But the cloud computing is actually much more than that. So we are investing heavily into the cloud computing area, basically to achieve more. To achieve more in terms of processing power, in terms of new capabilities, and to provide more insights to you. So when you deploy an Azure ML model as a web service, actually it runs on a web farm. It doesn't run on a single computer. So we provide you behind the scenes, without seeing that, a huge set of servers to run your analytical model in real time. tomorrow's breakthrough will be invisible. You will not see what's happening. It's going to happen behind the scenes in the computer business. Yesterday we can see it, but now we cannot see tomorrow what's going to happen. So, in the previous conversation, I talked about Microsoft Cognitive Services. Uber is heavily using our cognitive services right now in their new application. I'm going to show a video a few minutes later how Uber using Microsoft technology to increase the security. But before that, I want to go a little bit what face recognition does. Actually, this is a photo that I put, and this is the result that I get. It's a JSON file. It's the file, it's the output that you are familiar with. You can easily get used to that and integrate it with your tools. So it gives me where the face looks like, gives me a score of anger, disgust, fear, happiness, neutral, sadness, surprise, for each and every of those. And then it gives the face attributes, gender, smile, facial hair, mustache, beard, sideburns. So this is something that you can immediately implement in your tools. You know, we are working with banks, with security agencies, not the government, but other things, for bank security, to understand these kind of things. We are working with banks, for example, for credit, to reduce the toxic loans. Oops, sorry. We are working with banks to understand how they are going to serve their customers. Is the person entering the bank is happy or not? How should I serve? Entered the bank branch happy, left angry. What happened? And this is not, I'm not talking about future, this is happening now. Customers, including Ukraine, implementing this technology. Okay? So here I'm not talking about a Microsoft technology or Microsoft development platform. This is an API that you can utilize from your Java code. Yeah. Sorry? Yeah, it's 39.7. I'm 40.6. Let's put it that way. Good question. Let me give you a few hints. We generally need 5 pictures of a person to identify the next time correctly. After 5 images, we train the model using those 5 images, and then we can accurately predict it. The accuracy of, the smile, facial hair, and mustache is quite good. Happiness and anger is quite good, to be honest. It's high. Glasses, reading glasses, it can even understand what kind of glasses I use. Is it for sunshine or for reading? So it's an API. I don't know if the code is open, but it's an API that you can immediately start utilizing that in our cloud services. If you go to website, Microsoft Cognitive Services, this is just one of them. We can even do this face recognition and all this analysis in a video. So while the video is playing, we can immediately identify who is talking, what is the age, happy, angry. They did it for these American elections, actually. Those debates that, it's very interesting to see the output, and it's available on the mobile applications as well. So you can just put any YouTube video and identify the people there, their behaviors, happiness, everything there. Here it is, cognitive services. You can go to the developers. We have the SDKs, samples, documentation, okay, you can immediately integrate it with your apps. Or think about it, what you can do. We can convert a video into text. So we can convert what's happening in the video into text. So we can say that, hey, there's a person skiing on the Alps, fast, slow, wearing ski uniform or boarding, all that information is available. And we have lots of APIs there. It's computer vision, immersion, face, video, Bing search, Bing spell check, academic, video search, web search, text analysis, linguistic analysis. So all those kind of things are available at the moment as an API for you developers to utilize. There are some limitations, yes, at the moment. Like in a photo, we can identify up to 64 people, not more. Not per day, in a photo. Okay? So if you take a picture, we can identify all of you here. Sorry, attempts? No. Okay? There's a cost for that, not limitations. Okay. What we are doing, it's interesting, most probably you don't know, but we have recently announced our Microsoft-designed FPGA for deep learning. So we are enhancing our data centers with these FPGAs. You know FPGA, feed programmable gate arrays? It's designed for deep learning. It's not designed for standard analytics. It's designed for image processing, for example, X-ray processing. Okay, so if you think about, if you compare several different X-rays, you can just immediately get what is wrong with an X-ray, what is an anomaly there. It requires a much more deep understanding. And there are 5,000 people right now in our artificial intelligence department working for building these kind of things. And there is a benchmark for that. What we have done is the compute capacity, it's 1 million teraops with this FPGA. For translating Wikipedia from from English to Spanish. Okay? And we achieved roughly 80 million pages per second translation using these FPGA cards designed by Microsoft for analytics only. So, I will move, I'm going to close now, and I'm going closing with a statement. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. Any sufficiently advanced technology disappears. Harry Shum. Now I'm going to go to show you some videos, what we are doing. Just to let you know, and you can even search these in YouTube. But this is the Uber. Can we have the voice? I don't know. No? Oh, yeah.
We come to work every day to pilot, test, and launch new technology solutions. Real-time ID check is the latest technology example where we at Uber are constantly developing and testing new solutions to predict, prevent, and reduce security risks in ways that weren't possible before. It's through this partnership with Microsoft that we've been able to develop this technology quickly and ensure that every rider and every driver has an excellent experience. Real-time ID check is a prompt that appears in the driver's app asking them to take a self-photo. We can do a check in real time to make sure that that identity of the person who took the picture matches the account holder who's been approved to drive. Doing that serves a couple of purposes. Drivers know that their identities and their accounts are being protected, and riders know that the driver who they're with has been screened.
Jen?
Evan?
Yeah.
Real-time ID is a smart technology. What that means is it factors in and addresses the edge cases. The situation where the driver is wearing glasses or a hat and they weren't in the identification that we have on file. The beautiful thing is it can recognize these changes and ask the driver to remove their sunglasses or retake the photo. The partnership with Microsoft Cognitive Services allowed us to go from idea to execution to implementation across the country in a matter of months. Already, we've been able to make thousands of rides safer, and very soon we're going to be making millions of rides safer through this technology.
So this is one of them. So Uber is using cognitive services basically for increasing the security for the drivers, for themselves actually, and for the customers. So what they do is they just check if the driver is the driver who has been authorized to drive the car using Uber or someone else. And they share the picture with the person who used Uber to call a taxi and make sure that what he or she sees in the Uber app is the right guy driving the car. This is just one, and the other one is coming now.
1 billion people ride elevators each day, which places the industry in a primary role to respond to the challenges of urbanization. ThyssenKrupp's mission is to drive the elevator industry north. We want to do better and want to really push the envelope for what we are doing.
We need to enable our people to use the latest technology possible and available, and HoloLens is such a device where we see potential to serve our customers better.
The introduction of HoloLens to our operations will empower the over 20,000 field service engineers in doing the job better, more efficient. Increasing availability of elevators and escalators makes the job more safe and more fun for our people as well.
The scenario we have developed is really about dispatching a service technician using HoloLens in very different kind of ways.
So as soon as the technician puts on his HoloLens, he already sees, I have a call here, I need to go to this elevator, and then actually sees a 3D picture of the elevator that he's going to work on, and that he can zoom into a part that will offer you also training opportunities.
He goes to the job site prepared, probably better prepared than ever before, because he has the relevant data available to him in the best format possible, and in a variety of ways he can tailor the data towards his need.
The technician putting on his HoloLens, looking at the elevator, sees the historical notes first, so what has actually happened with this elevator before. He already has all the information right there without having to look for it. It saves a lot of time and a lot of stress and effort.
Gets information on his virtual desktop about the task orders he has to carry out.
The latest safety alerts for that elevator.
He pulls on a 3D replication of that part, pulls it out in an exploded view, and can actually see which part is making the problem.
A major advantage of the HoloLens, of course, is that we are hands-free, and we never had that experience and the capability before.
In the past, the technician needed both of his hands to operate the laptop, and now he just has his HoloLens on.
One of the most important capabilities we see with HoloLens is that we can trigger a remote call to a subject matter expert.
Call Heather.
Hey Jeff, how you doing?
I'm replacing a doorboard out here, but I kind of wanted you to check a couple things out.
Okay, let me take a look. The JP3 is in the right position and your motor leads are disconnected, so you're good to go.
It takes a lot of stress out, it saves a lot of time, and our field tests have shown that there's a huge potential to increase productivity with that. A job which normally takes 1 to 2 hours and maybe ends up with having the expert traveling to the site, we were able to carry it out on the first time in less than 20 minutes. And what we are striving to do at ThyssenKrupp Elevator is really creating new, interesting technologies to build the city of tomorrow.
So actually, this is ThyssenKrupp, but before we go there, this is the HoloLens, what we are working with ThyssenKrupp to increase their productivity of service maintenance. We are doing predictive maintenance for ThyssenKrupp. So the elevators they have, the new generation elevators has the IoT capability. We collect real-time information from their elevators and then create, first of all, the monitoring system. And also we use predictive analytics to figure out which parts of which pieces of the elevator should be changed before elevator stops working, right? So this is the first part, collecting the data and running the analytics. And then this is the second part that we are working with ThyssenKrupp elevators to increase their capabilities for predictive maintenance. And this is for you.
Welcome. I'm Alex Skipman.
And I'm Kudo Sonoda.
Since Kudo and I started this journey together with the team into the era of holographic computing, we've been waiting for the moment when we could get this technology into the hands of brilliant, creative, and passionate people to see what you would create with it.
Microsoft HoloLens brings holograms into your real world. On March 30th, 2016, the development edition was released. And today, we take our next big step together. Today, we get to say,
welcome to the world. The world's first self-contained holographic computer is now available for developers and commercial partners in Germany, France, United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, and more.
Get inspired with a visit to the App Store to discover the first wave of HoloLens experiences, apps, games, and tools for creativity, productivity, collaboration, and communication.
Today, our growing international community is already hard at work creating mixed reality tools, applications, and brand new experiences that are transforming business and showing us what is possible.
As we continue to expand the availability of HoloLens into more markets around the world, we'll also provide easy access to the tools, documentation, and developer support you need to bring your vision to life.
We vicariously live through every single other person that we meet when they put this device on for the first time, and they have that first holographic experience. We can't wait to see what you create with it.
Welcome to the team.
So, I'm finalizing by saying that these are some of the technologies we are working on. Go and try Microsoft Azure Cloud Computing Platform. Go and try Azure ML, studio.azureml.net. Go and try cognitive services. If you are interested in this holographic computing, go and get the SDK and check what you can do. Okay? We are open to each and every developer, and we are open to each and every community. Thank you.